Hi, so coming back to the topic of what information is out there in terms of what happens when your third eye opens, they also mentioned, um, you know, keener spiritual awareness, that you'll become more forgiving and more loving and more tolerant of the world and people who live in it. Um, yeah, I would say that's probably, it's not without a lot of hard work. You don't just arrive at a more peaceful Zen-like state. Not if I mean, one thing that did become apparent was, you hear about the yogis who live at the top of a mountain under, the Bodhi tree. Well, we don't. We're still living in a 9 to 5 world. Um, we still have to work, we still have to pay the bills, and we still have people dependent on us. So no, we won't arrive at peace and tranquility and wisdom and insight overnight. You'll probably have to, as I've said in previous posts, I've had to seek out specialists who could guide me. So yeah, I would say, yeah, I'm getting there now, but it hasn't been without a lot of research, a lot of reading, a lot of listening to counsellors, therapists, spiritual guides, a lot of prayer. Yeah. That just made me think of somebody, Infinite Waters. Yeah, people like him, who have their own, take on the world, and that also brings me on to something else they mentioned is your diet will improve, and you'll give up processed foods. Yeah, I would agree. I have found myself steering away from processed foods to more whole foods. I haven't yet become, vegan or vegetarian. That is my next. That is the next phase, I suppose, of my dietary intake, and learning about the various foods and how beneficial they are for you, your body and your mind and your emotions. That's one thing, probably, that has maybe prevented prevented me from becoming a spiritual adept, is just learning and managing my own emotions and becoming more aware. This one I'll talk about in another video because I haven't actually done a lot of research on it at the moment, but you'll become more aware of yourself, an awareness of self and what that means. I mean, I have my own experience, but I just want to read what the resources say and see if it matches up. So yeah, so there's the spiritual enlightenment, becoming more tolerant and patient with people, your diet, just a greater awareness of your place in the world. And also it did mention on the website that you'll be able to spot half truths, half shenanigans. You'll spot a white lie. I think that is true, but I have found myself doing that more, and that's kind of how I've been guiding myself through life since it happened. Yes, definitely, I would agree with that. Especially when as I've been saying, I've encountered, or my eyes have been open to the fact that there is so much narcissism and people with narcissistic personality disorder out there. As one therapist, Ross Rosenberg, puts it, you know, like the movie The Sixth Sense, I see dead people. When you start spotting narcissists everywhere, I see narcissists everywhere. So yeah, that definitely starts to happen, and I have in the past, you know, probably thought I'd have been better off not having that gift and just, you know, go back to ignorance is bliss. But having listened to people such as Infinite Waters, who's been explaining the paradigm shift and from 3D to 5D and the way that the universe is evolving, and we all have a part to play in that. I'm now coming to a place of acceptance, I suppose, with all of that. What I will do, there is one more, and it was about well, pretty much what I've covered already. Just making your way through the world and realizing that, you know, having your third eye open may or may not give you spiritual gifts such as clairvoyance.